Hi, everybody. My name is Jordan. Thanks for joining me today for our 20-minute prenatal yoga stretch. So this is going to be a more calming workout. Best to do if you've been up and moving a little bit today, or maybe after a workout, if your muscles are just a little bit warmed up. So this 20-minute prenatal yoga stretch is great for any of those that are still in your first and second trimester, or for anybody who just wants a really good, gentle, relaxing stretch as well. Okay, so first thing I'm going to have everybody do is go into a child's pose. We're going to take your toes together, knees about mat distance apart. You're going to press your hips back into your heels, reach your arms forward, and just relax down to the mat. And I want you to go ahead and stay here in this position. When you're here in this child's pose, I want you to think about really deep breathing here. So I want you to take inhales and exhales through your nose. When you're inhaling, I want you to think about that rib cage expanding outward. And then as you exhale, kind of letting it come back in together. So just nice, deep, conscious breaths here. We're going to stay in this child's pose. I'm going to have you take and walk both hands off to the side of your mat. Go ahead and switch it over other side. Go ahead and bring it back to the center. We're going to press up to your hands and knees. All right, from here, we're going to go into a couple cat-cow stretches. So you're going to go ahead and inhale, take that belly down towards the mat and look up. Exhale, I want you to round out that back and tuck your head. Again, inhale, look up. Exhale, round your back, tuck your head. One more time, inhale. And exhale. We're going to come to a flat back position right here, engaging through that core. Deep breath in. You're going to exhale, extend opposite arm and leg out. Inhale, take it down. Exhale, switch sides. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, extend out. Inhale. And exhale, extend. One more time. Inhale, set it down. Exhale, extend it out. And take it back down. All right, we're going to come up to a kneeling position here, standing up or sitting up nice and tall. Take a deep breath in. Reach your arms up. Exhale, drop that arm along down by your side. Just a nice, easy side bend. Inhale, reach up once again. Exhale, drop that arm down to your other side. Go ahead and release both arms down. We're going to go ahead and tilt your head off to the side, stretch out your neck. You should be feeling this right along the side of your neck. If you want to deepen it a little bit, you can just apply a tiny bit of pressure here. Come on back up and switch other side. All right, we're going to go ahead and release that. We're taking it back to your hands and knees. You're going to tuck those toes under, and then you're going to press your hips up and heels down towards the ground, downward facing dog. We're going to pedal out those feet a little bit. So what you're going to do with this is just bend one knee, straighten the other leg, and you'll just switch back and forth at your own pace. Now we're going to take that right leg, swing it through between those hands. We're going to go runner's lunge here with this one. You can go ahead and drop that back knee down to the ground. Both hands can stay on the inside of that foot. Beginning a nice stretch here in that hip flexor. I want you to go ahead and prop yourself up here. Just keep leaning into this. We're going to go ahead and stretch out your hamstring of that front leg. So you're going to press your hips back. You're straightening that front leg. Toes come up towards the sky. Try to keep that back nice and flat and neutral. Hands can just come on your leg, down on the ground, whatever is accessible for you. We're going to step that foot back. We're going to come back down to those hands and knees, and we're going to meet in a downward dog position again. And then we're going to go into those stretches again now on your other side. So when you're ready, step that left foot through. Runner's lunge. Drop that back knee down. We'll bring both hands to the inside of your foot here once again. We're going to be staying in this runner's lunge, but now I'm going to have you go ahead and come up. Sit up a little bit taller into this. We're going to go ahead now and straighten this front leg. Toes come up. Nice stretch across the back side of your leg here. All right, perfect. I'll have you go ahead and release that. We're going to step back and meet into a downward dog once again. We're going to step and walk those feet up towards your hands. Slowly roll yourself all the way up here to a standing position. All right, now we're going to take those feet right around hip distance apart. Notice my toes slightly angled out here on this one. What I'm going to have you do now is you're going to sink down into this stretch and take your elbows on the inside of your knees. So what you're doing is applying a little bit of pressure on the inside of your knees to get a nice hip opener here. I'm going to hang out down here for a little bit. If this gets to be too much, you can always come up and just straighten those legs out and come back in and join me when you're able to. Otherwise, just enjoy this nice deep stretch in the hips. You can do a little movement side to side if that feels good for you. All right, we're going to plant those hands down on the ground. All right, and then we're going to straighten those legs out. Slowly come all the way up, back to the top. We're going to take those feet apart a little bit wider now, as wide as you're able to. We're going to go ahead and take those hands to your hips. You're going to press your hips back behind you, and then keeping your back nice and flat, hands come down to the ground. We're going to shift your weight off to the side, so you're going to bend one knee and straighten that other leg and hold it. Once again, just be getting a good deep stretch in that hip, but also into this inner thigh here of the straight leg. All right, good. Go ahead, take it back up and shift it over other side. All right, we're going to come back up here to the center, flatten that back out again. Once again, hands come down. You feel a good stretch in those hamstrings, so right across the back sides of your legs. All right, bend those knees a little bit, take a little pressure off that low back, slowly bring yourself back up here. All right, we're going to go ahead, take it back down to the mat, hands and knees, and then we're going to meet into a downward dog once again when you are ready. I'm going to have you lift that right leg up towards the sky. Swing that right leg through as far as you're able to. We're going to set up for a pigeon stretch here. So we're bending that front leg, taking that back hip and rotating it down towards the ground. And then when you're ready and you're getting a nice, good, deep stretch, I want to invite you to just relax down to those forearms. Trying to find some relaxation in the upper body to allow yourself to get a little bit deeper into those legs. All right, if you're down on those forearms, I want you to go ahead and press back up to your hands right here. And then carefully, we're going to step back into that downward facing dog position once again. And then that left leg will come up towards the sky. You're going to swing that left leg through. Same thing on this side, taking time to get yourself situated, rotating that back hip towards the ground. And once you're getting a nice, good, deep stretch here, you can go ahead and just relax down to the forearms and practice some deep breathing while you're here. And slowly start to make your way back up to your hands. All right, and then however you need to, you're going to carefully come out of this stretch. All right, we're gonna stay seated now for a couple. We're gonna be doing a wide leg, little seated stretch here. So take those legs apart as wide as you are able to, all right? I want you to make sure those toes are staying up towards the ceiling. So if you notice those toes start to fall down towards the ground, you may need to scoot those legs in a little bit, all right? So you should already be getting a nice stretch in those inner thighs. We're sitting up nice and tall. You're gonna take one arm up and just go into a really nice, easy, gentle side bend. So try not to crank too far over here. You want to sit up nice and tall and just a little side bend. Good, go ahead and release that. And we'll switch over to your other side. Extend it up and just tilt it off to the side right here. Go ahead, release that, sitting up nice and tall. If you're already feeling a stretch here, I want you to just sit here for a little bit longer. Otherwise, what you can do is just gradually walk those hands out. Make sure when you do this, though, you're not letting that back round. All right, you want to stay upright, sit up nice and tall, and just going out to a point until you feel that stretch right along in those inner thighs. Good. Okay, go ahead and walk those hands back in. Now we're going to go ahead and bring the bottoms of your feet together, pushing those knees down towards the mat. And then if you feel like you could take this stretch a little step further, you can just lean your body forward and you'll automatically feel that stretch deepen. We'll go ahead and sit up nice and tall. You can just sit comfortably here, whether that's cross-legged, however is comfortable for your legs. Sitting up nice and tall, we're going to go into some nice deep breathing. We're going to take some inhales through the nose and exhale through the nose. We're going to add the arms to this. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lower those arms down. Again, inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale, lower it down. Good, and we're going to do one more deep breath in together right here. Deep breath in, reach those arms up. And exhale, release. All right, that's all I have for you today. Thanks for joining me for our prenatal yoga stretch.